So Dawntrail recently came out, and I have played around 12 hours, been taking my time on it, not playing as much because I don't want to get burnt out like I was in Endwalker, which made me actually having a fun time going through it and actually enjoying it, especially with the story, because in Endwalker's story, I felt like I was very tired every day because how fast I was going, especially how heavy that expansion was. But playing like almost like 7 hours every day, barely any breaks between everything after work, was not a very smart choice of my time. So in Dawntrail, I decided to actually take my time, not rush myself, not play 8 hours when I feel tired. So right now I'm playing around 3 to 5. I've been enjoying it a lot more, going through it, doing other things other than just the story in Dawntrail, like leveling up one of the new job. For me, Vitomancer. But let's actually talk about my first impression of this whole Dawntrail or the expansion right now. And the best way to start from it is actually the story. And obviously, since I'm going to be talking about the story, there might be slight spoiler. So if you don't want to get spoiled, leave. I will give you 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3, and now you cannot be disappointed to me because I give you 3 seconds, and if you're mad that I did spoilers after doing that 3 seconds, you're the fucking dumbass. So my overall opinion of the story of how far I gotten, which is the first trial, honestly, it's good. I won't say it's like Heaven Ward or Shadowbringer type of good right now because I haven't gotten to, like, I feel like the climax of the story. But once I get there, I think I will have a more solid opinion of the story. But what I have experienced, what I have gotten through, I honestly have enjoyed it. I enjoy the character. I love the settings. I love the world building they're doing for Dawntrail. Welcome up. I like her a lot. She's a very happy, try-go-lucky person, but she does have a inferior complex to her other siblings or other people just in general too. Her trying to overcome that in the story is something I'm going to look for more when I get through past the first trial and see how she actually evolves as a character or potentially to be a leader of a whole nation. And then there's the 2 siblings of Wukalamat, Zorja, who is the Resilient Son nickname, and also the warmonger type of person. And then there's also the other sibling, Kona'a, who's a person who traveled to Charlotte, learned the technology, and want to bring that technology to Dawntrail to actually prosper and not worry about things like famine, weather, or anything like that. And I have one thing to say about each character. Zorja, he's very mysterious. I don't know how to feel about him yet. Hopefully that could change later on in the expansion. I think it will because I think that's obvious once that mysterious thing about him is gone. Then Konoha, which I actually do like a lot. It's just that he's a little bit technology pill right now. Then the other scions that travel to us to Dawntrail, Alice, Alphana, and Ryle. Alice and Alphana, they feel like they're character that's supposed to support the other claimants and try to be a counter or try to help them grow overall. That's the type of feeling I get from the twins right now. And right now, Cryo just feels like she's there, but we do know she's supposed to have a bigger part of the overall story. So I think once we get to the Golden City, that's when she's going to play and potentially see growth from her character or how she's going to react to the Golden City or what happened to her grandfather, or I hope so, that's the case. And then of course we are not the only scion that went to Raw. There's Tancred and Ranjay, who are to be the people escorting or helping Konoha in his journey. And for this contest, they're supposed to be like Alice and Alphana, but just for Konoha instead. And then there's just in Stydian 2, I don't know why he's really there. He's just there. Stydian being a Stydian cool ass dragoon. And then there's this like Team Rocket group of people who is supposed to be like the 4th claimant named Bakajaja. He's kind of supposed to be like the evil or like rebel type of person doing things that are supposed to set us back in the journey. Again, he feels like very Team Rockish type of character. Just try to be there and be a menace. And then lastly, the last one I want to talk about is Gojaja, the ruler. He's just a father and a badass. That's what I have gotten from the story. But enough with character. How do I feel about like the world building? Honestly, good. It's a lot of dialogue to read in Dawntrail, which I think makes sense for introducing a whole new continent in one expansion. So I expected there to be a lot of reading, but I have to say I enjoy it. I like it a lot. It's honestly fun. It made me honestly appreciate with the content that we are in right now in FF14. But that's all I have to say about world building, because I still have a bunch more of this expansion to go through to actually experience it more. But there's of course other things I want to talk about the expansion, like the graphical update and how it looks. And I have to say I was relatively impressed on certain points, especially in cutscene, on how they're using like shadows, lighting, and trying to show that, hey, we actually did this, and it looks phenomenal. And I'm excited to see what they can do more, especially things like in fights and how they could abuse things like shadows, lighting, or the new textures they have for the expansion. Another thing I want to talk about is my opinion right now for the Dragoon changes, because I play Dragoon. I will say that's the main job I play in FF14. I'll have to say I have been enjoying it relatively a lot, because the base of Dragoon is still the same 2 combo routes, and of course the OGCDs that you're supposed to weave in during that 2 combo route. And the major difference of Dragoon in Dawntrail is that they took out eye management, and now I have gotten to play Dragoon a little bit and everything. My opinion on it is that I'm kind of glad they did it, and there's 3 reasons for this. The first one is that I really never associated Dragoon with eye at all. The things I associate Dragoon, or what I personally believe was Dragoon identity, is 2 combo routes and weaving with OGCDs and jumps. That's how I envision Dragoon, and that's still a thing with Dragoon in FF14. The second reason is actually something that every job experience a lot in Endwalker, or that type of feeling, is how bad and little freedom you have after dying. And what I mean by that is that once you die as Dragoon, or really any type of job in Endwalker, but for Dragoon, it felt like once you die, you're just completely useless. And it wasn't really fun at all to die, and it took a lot of enjoyment away from Dragoon. The punishment was just way too high for it. But now in Dawntrail, since you don't have to worry about eye management, it feels like you have a lot more freedom of trying to get back into the battle after death, and I would take that anytime more than having a management system where it punishes you more after death. That's my personal opinion of the whole thing, of the whole gauge. Now the third reason is that I have Stardiver in my opener, and it's fucking sick. That's all my early opinion or thoughts of Dragoon. Let's see if that changed later in a week or 2. And the last thing I want to talk about is one of the new job, Pitomancer. And I have to say I enjoyed this job a lot. One of the reasons is that I could have a hammer and just hit enemies with a big giant hammer, and that's hilarious. And the second one is that I could paint a middle of battle, and that's also hilarious, and it makes me enjoy the job a lot more than I thought I would. So I'm honestly excited to learn Pitomancer and what you could actually do, and how fun it's going to play later on, especially once you hit it at level 100 and do a full rotation out of it. So that's my early thought of Dawntrail right now. I would say it's been relatively enjoyable. It looks good with the graphical update. I'm having fun with the Dragoon changes, and Pitomancer is relatively fun. So again, that's all I have to say. Other thing I want to mention is please subscribe to the channel. It does help me out. And also, if you want me to go through Dawntrail, I am live streaming right now on my Twitch channel, which is in the description. But hope all you have a wonderful day. Good luck and see ya.